Assemble.
Lord.
Was I supposed to be drinking?
I
have tea.
That was for James.
I have water.
I did not think ahead. So
Well,
all right, let's see here. Did it go
all right,
on
so
my channel?
there we go.
Let's do
Yeah,
all
it's
the
on mine. We're
tricks
good.
yet. Yep.
Is it going on yours?
Damn, Joe's already in my chat.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
That was for James.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull your chat over.
Oh, you want to see
Here,
the
cool.
chat? I guess we can bring the chat up.
Yeah, we should. That way we can everybody's
There
channel
we go.
Yeah.
should be quite busy.
Oh, let me turn down my volume here, and I will check in. And yes, I have a couple in chat. That's
Okay.
cool.
I like how James is the rock holding all of us on his.
I was thinking of
Yeah. Ooh, not right there.
Atlas. You're Atlas.
well, Blood
Hey,
wants to
Matt,
have
how's it
a
going?
monopoly on the chat because he's got 5K subs. So
Okay.
And
I'm just
we
sitting
are
at, what,
we are in,
something.
we are in,
I don't even know how many I got.
So.
670, 660, something.
Cam, how you doing?
Well, we got to get you all.
Good.
You got to get us all up there.
oh, look at this
I still
guy.
got to get. I'm only like 1,700 on the total views. I got to get to 3,000. So eventually,
Well, keep making more OSE.
But we
videos.
can't
You're doing cool.
we can't hype each other yet either. I don't know how they work that thing. I thought it was supposed to be once you have 500, we can hype your videos, but I don't think that's the case yet.
I don't know if that. Yeah, I don't know if hype is for 500 or if for 1,000.
I don't know what any of that shit
I
means.
think it's 500. The first stage, it's the first level. Is it?
Well,
500?
the first tier is 500. That's.
I think
what
you get
we're
super
gonna get.
chats and stuff like that.
I need more subs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
what are you up to?
Jeff, you want to go around the horn, let everybody do their thing?
Sure. Well, let's start off with Cam, Mr. Interplanar Man of Mystery.
Sure. Hey, welcome everybody. I don't have a channel. I just come to enjoy the company of these fine fellows who do. So
We fed him once, and he just keeps coming back.
that's right.
He's like,
Very cat.
like a cat.
That's basically how I got married. So, you know.
Well,
You fed her once and she came back, or she fed
Yeah.
you once and you came
No,
back?
she doesn't cook.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack you, Cam. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all I had.
Oh well,
All right. Dan, why don't you go next?
Go what?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm going to kill Jeff in Hyperborea on Monday. It's going to be a great time. You should tune in.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah. Hey, I'm surprised I lived.
I'm surprised you crit twice.
I know I was like, no
That was
way.
impressive.
With a spellcaster. He's a wizard.
Full
I'm a wizard
disclosure.
that hasn't cast a single spell yet.
Full disclosure. Not that anyone in chat is here to hang out with me. I'm on solo dad duty. So if I disappear, it's because the toddler needed something.
Yeah,
So.
you can just turn your camera off.
Family first,
Run away.
always.
Yeah, she's cuter than you guys. No offense.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope so.
All
No
right.
drag. Jeff did not die yet. Vance bit the dust.
Not yet. I didn't die. That was Vance. Well, that's okay because in Matt's game it was
Dude.
Cam that died like first 5 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah. When I was like, you guys are all in the hall, right? And then Vance was like, nope, I'm in the room. I was like, yeah, let's do this. So
And of course, let's see. James, why don't you go ahead and go next and then we'll bring up Rich.
I'm DM James. I run RP Grandpa Tabletop on YouTube, and I'm old.
yes.
And proud of it.
I don't know. Am I the grandpa of the group? How old are you, Rich?
I'm 59.
Oh, what? Wait, what? I was born in October.
I was born in March.
So,
All right, I'm not.
no,
Damn, we
Rich
got to
got
prove him. I ain't the old one no more.
No, yeah, you are. He's 59.
Oh.
You're
Oh,
currently
yeah,
59. You're
it's
going
like-
to be 60.
Oh yeah.
That Jesus. Yeah, closer to
Wait,
death.
I'm
math
old
is
as
hard.
hell.
Calendars are hard.
I've been playing tabletops for 45 years or so, 40, 45, about 45. And I'm on the OSR kick, BX, and OSE. So I'm just here for the Cheetos.
See, I'm not done
That's
for
it.
45 years yet. Cheetos. What about Funyuns?
What?
Anybody want some Funyuns? No.
No.
Those are gate kept from my physical tables because Cheetos gets over everything. So-
Well, that's actually one of the topics I thought about.
Oh, there you go.
Rich, why don't you go ahead and tell us?
Hey,
about
I'm Rich, DM Bloodworth, GM Bloodworth, depends on what I'm running. Unscripted and Unchained RPG review. I got into the hobby back in 77, 78, somewhere in there with AD&D First Edition. I got into YouTubing about 10 years ago, or this is my 10th year. And, just loving the hobby, loving delving back into the old school, getting into the new stuff that is OSR stuff and everything. I'm just a game mastering fool. I'm the forever GM, and always looking for an opportunity to play. And big proponent of going to conventions. So I'm a big fan of going to conventions and encouraging people to go to conventions.
Are you going to North Texas, Rich?
No. Texas is out of my range for a number of ways. It's out of my flight range. It's out of my. It's just not in the cards.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah.
All right, and I am Death Angel Shadow, and
Are you?
I am. I have a book
I thought you were Jeff.
with my name misspelled. See?
Oh dear.
People kept on telling me about this book, and I'm like, really? There's a book with my name?
I am being summoned by the toddler. I'll be back.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, now we can talk about them. No, at any rate. So of course we have the
I
bad
can
news
still
party.
hear you.
Yes. Oh.
Modern technology, boys.
Well, at any rate, so Cam and I do the Bad News Bards on Sunday, and occasionally Dan crashes the party. So
And I got a
Right,
stream tomorrow.
What
night.
time is that on Sundays, Death Angels?
9 p.m.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah, 9
I usually run mine at 7. So I usually
Yeah.
do I usually do my live stream at 7. It's usually very wide open and everything. But I try to finish up by 9 because I know a bunch of you,
So
you guys jump on at like 9 o'clock or so. So it's either you or Tenkar, or I think Tenkar alternates.
So
Sundays.
they started doing the Sunday thing like right after I started doing Sundays,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I have-
you know what? And this is, something I've been saying. It's almost impossible not to step on someone else's, time frame and everything. It's like, prime time is prime time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that 8 o'clock or 7 to 9 o'clock slot is prime slot, and we're all in the same time zone. And so it just is what it is, and
yeah.
so
Dan's in Central
nothing
Time.
you can do about it.
But what
Aren't
can
you
you
an
do?
hour off from me? And what time is it in Tennessee? I mean, is it?
It's 12 minutes after 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought it was
yeah,
an
he's
hour
still
difference.
I'm Georgia and in my part of the state is in the same time zone.
I'm not in Georgia.
I know, but you're
Yeah.
not in the Panhandle
No,
either.
I don't know. I was thinking.
I know you moved from Georgia.
So James, there are only 4 time zones, and both you and Jeff are in the eastern one.
I don't know all that. I'm old. Y'all shut the hell up.
well, technically there's 27 time zones, but yeah, that's.
Yeah. I don't know.
But in the U.S. we have.
Which
we
I guess
have
I should have known that because Rich is on my time. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I reckon.
And it ain't dark yet. It's not dark here yet.
No,
It's been raining most of it off and on all day and overcast. So
we got some last night, but
The second one's 10:30.
and look at Matt out there.
Mhm.
Matt's out there
Shell.
pooping his show.
Yeah.
Which is okay because we wanted to be a lead into his show. So
Good. Yeah. Yeah. We're the setup band.
yeah, we're the opening act.
Yeah.
So yeah, and as Jeff points out, yeah, he's in the Seoul time zone. So
Yeah.
there's a lot more than just 4, but it may be tomorrow there. In fact, I'm sure it is tomorrow there, because it's 12 minutes after midnight in UTC.
Mhm.
Although I think the UK is on British Standard Time, so it's an hour behind that. But at any rate, so yeah, we've all got our channels except for Cam. Cam is a happy one. I am. Let's see. What do we have? I got a list of questions here. I came up or some topics, and if anybody has any questions, by all means,
Oh, okay.
post them in the chat. I'll try and catch them and whatnot. Let me hide this one here so we get.
Let's hear your questions first.
Oh, we got a Tokyo guy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do we? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Shellback.
Shellback. Yeah,
Shellback
Shellback is.
both.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got 2
Glad
people
you're with us, brother.
in the Asian time zones over there.
And he said at 9:30 a.m. God, that's crazy.
They are Oriental adventurers.
That's right.
Truly.
I'm glad to have you, Shell. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So my first topic that I was going to bring up. Let's see
And we're
what
streaming
everybody-
tomorrow night too, Shell. All right,
Are you? What are you streaming?
I
tomorrow?
am.
Oh.
Me and I think Dan's going to pop on with me.
Is he?
That's
Okay.
the plan.
That's the plan, Dan.
There'll be a lot of
Time
BX.
tomorrow night? Well, actually, I'm completely
tomorrow.
unavailable tomorrow, so I'm not even going to ask.
We're popular in Asia.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all tune in tomorrow night too.
Me too. I'm about as
RP
big
Grandpa
as
Tabletop.
My wife and I have a guy that we adopted as our international stepson. That in a band that is from Australia, but they're really popular in Japan. And so he's really
Focus.
cool. We're always talking.
Focus. Question.
Any rate, so
Why
that
is
was
3D6 down the
did you
line?
hear that
So,
conversation, Matt?
Here
That
we
was
go.
the first
It's
question on
not.
here. It literally was the first question. 3D6 down the line. Why it sucks.
It's not. It's great.
Yeah. See, James, you were like,
What? I was talking to Shell. Sorry, I'm back. What?
All right, Jeff, introduce it. What about 3D6 down the line sucking?
Oh yeah, 3D6 down the line.
so what's good about it? What's bad about it? Tell me what's good about it. Give me some ideas here.
We can go round robin.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So
Cam,
same order we did before, right? So you're going to start with Cam.
Yeah, we'll do Cam, Dan, James,
Dan,
and-
Rich, me. Just say the best for last.
Well, it's purported to be classic, and I suppose it is, depending on which version you're talking about. And it's challenging, but at the same time, obviously limiting. You're kind of at the mercy of what you get, and there's no room
Yes,
for error.
Matthew Sherman. Yes. Sorry. Responding to check. Sorry, Cam. Go.
No problem. That's about it. That's the basics of it that I'm sure everyone's familiar with. Your average is going to come out at about 9 to 11, and unlikely to get many bonuses for stats depending on what system you're playing.
Bears. Sorry, I'm making friends with chat.
Oh.
Steven said bears and astonishing swordsman hyper warrior. You demand, Dan.
I think the thing that's interesting about it is it's not bad to start with. I think if you're playing, because it helps you learn what stats are what. You're like, oh, okay, I got a high intelligence. Well, maybe I'll play a magic user,
Yeah.
and kind of pushes you in a certain direction. So
Yeah, that's kind of one of the on the plus side.
right.
What's nice about it is it can get a player or you to run something that you might not normally do,
Yeah.
because the stats don't fit maybe what you usually play. By the same token, it also can prevent you from playing something that you really enjoy playing. So, anybody, Rich, what you?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same line as that. It's like for certain game systems, like a basic D&D, I think it works really well. And just like you said, it makes the player think outside of what they normally would have thought and see like what can I do with this, and it also has a lower than average stats as well. So it kind of forces you to deal with a character that's less than optimal, and I kind of like that too. So now, if you roll a whole crap ton, and even the rules say that too, it's like if you roll a character that has, 4 3s, which is certainly possible, and then 2 5s, that's really a broken character. There's not much you're going to be able to do with that, and but the rules let you re-roll that anyway.
Speaking of that, we had,
Questions in chat.
there was a question in the chat. What do you consider a useless character when rolling 3d6 down the line?
You can go to Rich.
And follow up to that, when do you allow a reroll?
I would say if you have four, like 4 major stats that are catching a negative, so like 5 or under, I would say that requires a reroll.
Yeah, and so you could also add up your total bonuses and see, if you have like a -5 net,
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, to Roger's point in chat, it never prevents you from playing what you really want to play. If you really want to play a wizard, roll up characters until you get one with a decent int, or just roll up a stat array and arrange them to the character you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
That just because at that point you're just spending time rolling
Twitch
stat arrays until you get one that you want.
So
That
Dan
being
is against 3d6 down the line.
No, not at all. I'm saying if you're going to do that to get a particular character,
You're right.
you should
six
not
and a
use 3d6 down the line. The stat generation needs to support the game that you want as the DM to put forth and play. That's important. So AD&D 1E, method 1 is 46 drop lowest, assign as you want.
Right.
BX, 3d6 down the line. Shadow Dark, I think, is 36 down the line. I don't know, it's been a while.
Yeah, but BX lets you move 2
That's
points
an
for
optional
1 into your prime stat.
Mhm.
With the exception of, which I missed, was the exception of you can't dump stat or reduce your, charisma or intelligence. There was 2 stats you could not reduce to boost up your prime.
I don't think you can dump. Isn't it just strength, wisdom, and intelligence?
Yeah.
No, with charisma you couldn't dump.
Right.
That's what somebody told me, was that, oh no, you pulled from charisma and you can't dump stat charisma.
Let me look it up in my OSC book, what I have right here, because I think it's the same as BX.
You're handy dandy.
Yeah, let me grab my BX and see.
My BX is downstairs.
Oh, you're upstairs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, James, you haven't given us your plus minus on this, have you?
Yeah, well, you're doing that. I will look.
Well,
Thank you, Edgelord. Yes, I am.
Yeah, nobody's really said what my thoughts are, so this will be a little different. Me personally, I think you need to have if you're going to roll 3d6 down the line, you need to have a special group of players that want to do that and understand that if you get a bad roll, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That old saying, happy character, happy player.
That's
That
not
don't
an old
exist.
saying.
Huh? Yeah,
That's not an old saying.
yeah, it is. In my circle, it is. But I mean, nobody's going to get an optimal character. And I believe that 3d6 down the line is more suited for like a single adventure instead of a long campaign. Because I mean, really, what are the odds that and it's the same way with hit points too. Rolling your hit points, you could roll a 1 and they count in BX.
Well, there's an extension of that. A lot
Right,
of.
but are we doing? I mean, is that involved in this conversation, or are we talking about by the book? Because if it's by the book, then what you roll, you get.
Well, I mean, rules as written is always, you know,
Well, that's
one group's perspective on how
Well,
you have to do it.
James,
Yeah.
what are you talking about in terms of? I think as I recall, Moldve BX had where you're able to adjust things, which is reflected in OSE, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, OSC you can do the -2 +1, but you can only -2 to strength int
Wait,
whiz.
what system are
And-
we talking about?
Yes.
Where is that right now? I don't even see that in. I'm looking at BX right now.
Okay,
What
let me get the page number here. Well, this is the advanced book, but it is
The
on,
advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Mark.
it's on page 16
a
under
good one.
It's on page 16 of mine.
No,
well,
of the
this is
advanced book.
the
Oh,
advanced.
it's advanced.
I
Oh,
would get mine, but I'm in my boxers and I'd have to stand up. So
Oh
nope.
my god.
I could read it here if you want me to. Just
Do it.
yeah, but I was just looking for it in there. I don't see that restriction on there, other than that you can only boost up your prime.
okay, yeah. Well, it's just a paragraph here. It says, if you wish, you may raise your character's prime requisites by lowering other non-prime requisite ability scores. For every 2 points in which an ability score is lowered, 1 point may be added to the prime requisite. The following restrictions apply: only strength, intelligence, and wisdom may be lowered in this way. No score may be lowered below 9, and some character classes may have additional constraints.
All right, so it's not explicitly saying that you can't lower charisma, but it only mentions the ones that you can lower.
Yes.
All right.
Is that is it mentioning that in the book as a core rule or like an optional rule or what?
And
This is
so hang on. In Moldve Basic, page B6, ability score adjustments, it is possible to raise one score in a prime requisite by lowering the scores of some other abilities. The adjustment shows that a character must practice hard and learn how to fight or reason well, but at the cost of not developing another ability. When adjusting abilities, no score may be lowered below 9. When an adjustment is made, a prime requisite ability will be raised by 1 point for every 2 points that the adjusted ability is lowered. You can lower strength if you're a magic user to raise intelligence, and clerics to raise wisdom. You can lower intelligence if you're a fighter, dwarf, halfling, thief, or cleric in order to raise a prime requisite. Wisdom can be lowered by magic users, fighters, dwarves, elves, and halflings and thieves in order to raise the prime requisite for their class. Dexterity may not be lowered. Constitution and charisma may not be lowered.
So this is one that is clearly something that shifted throughout each iteration.
I'm sorry, Dan, you said that was Moldve?
That's Moldve, page B6.
Okay.
Yeah, if you like I say, when you watch, I've seen live plays on YouTube where you just run it gangster hardcore, 3d6 down the line, take what you get, and then you figure out. That the majority of the 3d6 down the lines, if you watch live plays, are you roll down the line and that's what you get. Then you figure out what you're going to play, and you don't do any adjustments or anything.
Right.
So that's hardcore mode.
That's hardcore.
Now,
and if you got the right group of players, sure. But that's a rare thing.
D-Reg or I'm sorry, I don't. Yeah, pointing out the different ones. And Dungeon Delver, when he was on our show a while back, pointed out that 46 is the standard for AD&D.
Yeah,
I feel like I just said that 5 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, I might have missed that. Man.
Did you say something, Dan?
Yeah, I know.
Dan here.
Okay, I live in a house with a wife and a 2-year-old. No one listens to me. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I need something that was.
Dan just called me a 2-year-old.
Oh.
No, that's Jeff.
Oh, okay. Oh no, that means something.
No, I eat like a 5-year-old.
1d20 down the line. Nice.
Wasn't there a rule, or wasn't there an optional dice rolling rule, like 2D or a D12?
2D12, yeah, I've heard of that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
No,
it's supposed to give you a higher.
Yeah, I've heard 2d6 plus 6 as well.
Yeah, I heard that recently, and I've never heard that before.
Hyperborea has one of the options is 2d6 plus 6 in order, which is fun.
Yeah.
Well, so do you guys? Top or bottom? Yes or no? I'm kind of. It's not my favorite. I'll be honest. The 3d6 online. I don't mind 3d6, but I prefer to adjust my scores at least a little bit. Maybe it's like, you could switch one or something. A little bit of flexibility.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you're playing. I think it depends on what kind of game. Like James said
a while ago.
Yeah. If it's a one shot or a very limited number of session games straight down the line, you know what? It gets you to explore stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, we're gonna sit down, roll up real quick, take 5 minutes, let's roll characters up,
Yeah.
take what you get, and let's play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna play
I would just
one-shot.
make sure. I would just make sure that you're going to get, if you have like 5 players, you want to make sure that at least one of them can be one of the cores. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if not a single person rolled above a 12 for strength, then I would be like, all right, shift it around a little bit to get that to, at least a 13, and then someone can then be a fighter or something along those lines. Again, you can work that with the entire group at the time and make sure that you have a good representation of each of at least the core 4 classes that are going out there. Because BX is too unforgiving for having a party that is not, it shocked me when I was reading it, for the first time in God knows how long. And it was like, no, the suggested party size is 6 to 8. I was like, wow, that's a huge difference from what I think most people run their games now at 5.
4 to 5. Yeah.
And that's
Well, I think they're including hirelings.
unforgiving.
Wouldn't it be they're including hirelings in that group?
No.
So
They
actual
used to
players.
play when you see on an old module where it says that it's for
I've
4 to
seen
8
it.
players, they absolutely meant they were intending it for me to play with,
I'm
6
lucky
or
if I
8
get
people.
4 players in roll 20.
Well,
Yeah.
Dedicated players.
Yeah, that's the
and then you had hirelings and all that
yeah.
stuff.
On top of that, you
Yeah.
go into a dungeon with like 16, PCs and NPCs, combined.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really use hirelings. Maybe there might be one as a guide or
Depends
something.
on the
but
party.
I don't normally run hirelings.
Well, there's an advantage to having hirelings too, is that if you lose a player character, you have a backup.
Yeah,
The
you
But
hireling
they
just
can
got
focus
promoted.
away from the
Yeah.
PC though.
So
I don't know. I mean, tomato. Everybody's got an opinion on that. I mean, it's not
they go from
bad.
being a veteran to being a fighter,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I agree, Matt. It's about player skill, not character ability.
They received the in the field commission. That's all.
Yeah, that's that's really what it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Edgelord.
But no, I mean, like it's about the game you want to play and the game you want to run, and I think that's important. And I like 3d6 down the line. I like exploring a character that emerges as a result of 3d6 down the line.
We're getting shit from Roger.
I'm pretty sure Roger and I agree. Would I run a game that's
we're wrong?
I mean, that's fine. But it also depends on the game you're playing, right? Like if I'm playing Hyperborea and I want to run a game that's like, swords and sorcery and Conan and big titties and chainmail bikinis, I don't want my barbarian to have a strength of, 5, right? Run around like a wet noodle. Like I want, it depends on what you want to run. But I've done 3d6 down the line plenty of times, both as a player and a GM. It's fine. I enjoy it. Don't fixate on the stats that you rolled. Have fun playing the game.
Well,
interacting with the world.
Yeah, and I mean that goes to one of the things that I always try to tell people, especially if they're new to tabletop in general. Don't play from your character sheet. Play from your brain.
Didn't you start playing in 3rd edition?
No.
Yeah, you did.
Started in 1985.
Or do you start DMing in 3rd edition?
3rd edition, yeah. Yeah, 3rd edition was when I first started DMing. But yeah, that was one of the most aggravating things is everybody's, and you see this a lot in 5th edition.
Oh yeah,
where they're just their heads are, or more likely nowadays,
Oh, on their phones? Is that what that was?
Yeah, looking at D&D Beyond or whatever, because they can't roll up a character without D&D Beyond nowadays.
Well, I mean, it would take a long time.
Oh Lord,
Jeff, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Let me take off on something you said there. While I agree that playing the character with the part about playing the character sheet. You know, I had a, let's say, debate with some people, because honestly, you know, like regardless of what system I'm in, I roll up stats or whatever, and I'm going to try and get the best advantage I have for my character. I want to try and stay alive. I want to try and succeed. I want to get treasure, you know, all these things, right? So I will seek out whatever advantage I can. And, you know, it's like, okay, let's see if I, you know, this stat is here. Well, that'll give me this versus this, you know, what kind of character do I want to play, whatever. Now that's kind of unpopular amongst the older crowd, perhaps. You know, it's not OSR or whatever, but it's a game, and it's always been a game in which you have goals, right? I mean, I think you could go back to the earliest days of, you know, when it's coming right out of wargaming, you wanted to win. You would argue for, you know, I mean, you know, these things are not new. This is gaming, right? Games, it involves winning. It doesn't mean it's only winning, but I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to fairly gain advantage for what you're trying to accomplish as a player.
Fairly.
Yeah, right. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to min-max this, or, you know, it's just like
min-maxing drives me nuts. And if you want to get smacked in a campaign, you go ahead and be a min-maxer in one of my games.
Well, you're just asking for it at that point, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're leaving a big opening.
Yeah. Oh, you want to play that game? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. you're gonna get knocked down. Yeah. I had a. I drew the line. The last one of the last 5e games I ran. I had a Tabaxi monk.
So you had 320 feet of movement.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with good movement rate, as far as I'm concerned. I like.
That's when I came up with my. Sorry, Ultra. Love you, bro. No furries, no flyers, no freaks. Roll.
Yeah.
I'm done with it.
It's a good rule.
I'm done with it. I'm like, every now you're gonna be a human, an elf, a dwarf, you know, a halfling. You're gonna be one of the.
Well,
I know a really good game that's human only.
Well,
As soon as a player is,
I wonder what that is.
The best game.
Damn, let me think. What game could that be?
Well, in there's another topic, you know, the humanocentric, and actually, is that on my list?
Hold on, Jeff. Bloodworth is going to make a comment.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
no, I was going to say, as soon as a player shows that they're creating their character, you know, to maximize abilities, you know, almost like DPS crunching and WoW, you know, it's like you're not looking to role play, you're looking to beat the system, and that's not so much the fault of the player. That's just poor game design. You know, bottom line is that the game is designed to let players take advantage of certain situations, and then you got to go around and you have to say, well, no, you can't use that. No, we're removing silvery barbs, and we're doing this and doing that. And then they'll start fussing about, well, it's in the game rules, you know, it's written in the book, and so I should be allowed to do it.
You're taking away my agency.
Yeah,
my agency.
Yeah, your agency does not trump, you know, what is going to be allowed or disallowed at the table. That's the bottom line. It's you take your agency and kick rocks.
Not everything will fit in every setting. I mean, you know, it's like everybody when Drizzt came out, right? Everybody wants to play Drizzt.
Everybody had a dual wielding ranger. I did too. Not Drow.
And it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. You're popular. Do you know what happens if a drow walks into a town in Faerun? They immediately get attacked.
Yeah. Not according to Honor Among Thieves. You can be damn near anything. Just walk right through it.
Well, that's
I had to.
Same thing with a tiefling. Same thing with it. You know what? Because it's demonic. Even though, yes, I know you can be.
Same thing with a half-orc. Yeah. I mean, that's always been.
They're the outcasts. They're not accepted truly on either society. Yeah, and that's what makes them very unique characters.
And it's the same thing for a half elf walking into an elven.
Yeah,
you know, elven society. They're
kind
all of the races were very insular when it came to that kind of thing. You know, Halflings were probably the nicest of the bunch. Still did not like humans living within their own communities. They didn't mind having a mix on the outskirts of it, but no humans were living in Hobbiton.
Yeah.
All right, and there's a reason for that. No, you hang out in Bree. There you can mix. So no, it's just part of the way that Tolkien wrote it, and that's why so many of us just follow along, and that goes back to, like you were about to jump into, is the human centric.
Mhm.
And I think it's a better way of running it. That way, someone playing an elf or a dwarf or a halfling or a gnome, it's a little bit more of a mystique about it, a little bit more special about it.
Yeah, because you're the exception, not the rule. Normally, they don't work with, they don't go outside of their own. So,
Well,
I go ahead.
I would say you're kind of bringing up a larger issue here that, a lot of these things in these games, there's reasons why they had them, right? It was, you were supposed to have these various restrictions in various facets of the game. And that's all just been paved over now with this uniform sparkle troll thing, for lack of a better word, where it's like anybody can be anything and everyone's always happy and we all get along, and it just
rainbows and unicorns and
it removes so many opportunities for role playing.
Wait, hang on, Cam. Are you saying that your ideal version of D&D doesn't involve a big town festival with two gay dudes making out and dancing in the town square while a pink beholder with a heart-shaped eye looks lovingly on?
Sorry, I have something in my throat. Hey, carry on. I'm being. Yeah. Okay.
No, you're good, James. Go for it. We're going there.
I just had something in my throat. Go ahead, fellas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh man.
You know what not to get me started on. So let's carry on.
Drag, I agree. Forgotten Realms is best in 1354 DR before 3rd edition and 4th edition and 5th edition and all the time skips and the sundering and the second sundering and the spell plague and all that stupid bullshit.
1340 DR is the jam.
That's just them resetting it so that you have to go buy the new edition. That's really all that was.
Well, in the case of 4th edition, it was like, hey, we're wildly changing everything. This is how we're going to do it. Oh, by the way,
screw you, we're going to make WoW into a
authors
tabletop.
Figure it out. Ed Greenwood, figure it out. So
let me see.
On a related thing about making human centric world, the other thing that I do is I make it where it is not adventurer class centric. All right, most of the people you're going to encounter are going to be just common, humans or elves or whatever, and it's only the top 3% are actually adventure class, individuals. Now they could still be a 2-hit die man-at-arms that is, part of the town guard. All right, but they're not going to get all of the same bonuses and abilities and such as a second level fighter would. And that way it makes the player character stand out even more, even at low level, because they're going to realize that, wait, I'm like in the top 3%, and that's that's something that I'm going to be looked upon to do some things that only the top 3% would be asked to do.
Is it really 3%? Is it that high?
I'm just using that as it might
baseline.
be 3%. Like I mean that they're all high level. That means that like 99% of those are probably like first or second level.
Right.
That's why once you're hitting 10th level, there's a reason why those are titled levels. Those are the people that are running shit.
Well, this kind of dovetails into one of the other topics I had written down, which is
but I'm enjoying this one.
Players, well, no, it's really literally, it's like players are not superheroes. If you want to play
Depends on the game you're
superhero
playing.
game, you're playing a superhero game where you are playing a superhero. Not in fantasy role playing. I don't want.
Depends. The 5e's fantasy superheroes.
Well, unfortunately, because that's the way they pushed it.
right.
You know,
This
um,
goes back to what I said. It depends on the game you want to play.
and literally these are all kind of adjacent. It's like backstories. Backstory was actually second thing on my list, and it's like why your backstory sucks and you don't matter. Especially if you're a first level character. I don't care. Your 12-page backstory is just going to go right in the trash. Who needs it?
So, what's the longest backstory you guys have ever had a player?
I've
write
had
for
a
game you're
12.
running?
I've had a 12-page backstory.
So I have.
Well,
It was the daughter of a noble from the blah 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 line, and
I gotta pull it up, see if I still have that game on Roll20. I have a friend. For anonymity's sake, we'll
this
call
was a
him,
friend.
Call him Matt.
No, we'll call him
Lord Latius?
Kevin. And he's an English major, and every time he writes up a character, his character has like the longest backstory in the frickin' world. He had a paladin in a game that I ran that was just hilarious. Hilarious how long this thing was. Like, I mean, Kevin's a good dude and he's a good player and everything, but he likes to write, so he will write a long ass backstory. Yeah. And it's like, I'm glad that works for you, buddy. I'm not incorporating any of that. Sorry, love you, but it ain't happening.
That's a good point. Do whatever you want for your own character, but don't expect that because you wrote it that the DM has to.
That would be almost insane if I, as a DM, wrote a 48-page world gazetteer and expected my 8 players to play it.
It was 42. Or he said they all 8 of them read it.
Bullshit. Or I've also been handed a gazetteer for a world that was 150 pages long.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
That's when you kill that character in the opening scene. Sorry.
Let me ask you a question, Dan. We've probably all bought game systems that have way more than 150 pages of material for it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I would say the difference is if the person is saying, here, you need to memorize this in order to play or whatever. It's like if someone just says, here's a bunch of backstory and a bunch of history, you might be interested, you might not.
It was option B, and I basically did a Control F for dwarf, right? Because that's what I was playing, dwarf cleric. And I made something that was reasonably within the bounds of his world, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But I will say at first I was like, Jesus, that's intimidating.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that
he's also had this world for over 30 years.
Yeah, well, right, and
40 at this point.
And so he's got this whole thing. The thing is if it's your world, if it's your creation, and you want to share it with people and just say, here, if you want to read it, don't expect the players. You can't expect the players to memorize that. Especially somebody like us with ADD, man, we're just going to be like, yeah, okay.
I don't have ADD.
I do.
Oh, well, don't project onto me.
Well, squirrel.
I typically have too many players at my table to deal with long backstories, and I tell them, I was like, well, what do you expect me to do? I have 7 of you, at the table, or 8 of you at the table. I'm not trying to sort that out.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're level 0 or 1, so you literally just stopped being a farm boy, or a serving wench,
a dirt farmer. Yeah,
dirt farmer.
Yeah.
I think starting out like birthplace, likes, dislikes, goals, something short.
I don't even do that because I like to kind of discover that kind of stuff when I'm playing. Like for me, it'll be it's like one line. It's like the reason why adventuring. Like knocked up wife.
That's the key one. That's the key. Why are you an adventurer?
Knocked up wife with new kid, need treasure,
need money,
feed child. Yeah, like something like that.
Well, I think it depends on what kind of campaign you're playing too, because like you said, if you have an established campaign where there's a lot of history between characters and you're bringing in a new character to somehow fit with them, then maybe you want to think about that a little bit more. But if it's like one of our games where, you know, we're just sitting down and we're going to play 2 sessions or whatever, you know, I'm not going to bother with that.
No.
You know?
If you have any
Right.
background at
Yeah.
all.
Or if like it's a
Right.
con game, it's like my background is I'm a dwarf cleric.
Right. Yeah. And you know, like for example, Matt's game, the Flame Princess, I didn't have any mind for what my character's mindset or motivation was, whatever.
Nope.
And the situation came up and I was like, well, that's the kind of character I am now, you know, which
that's called emergent play. And that's
Right.
what I like.
Yes,
Right.
I do like that. You know what? And that's kind of where I was going with this. Is I think your story starts now, and what happens throughout the game, that's your story. That will become your backstory.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, that's good point.
I have a player who just rolled up his character like last week, and he was like, all right, what are we using? And I was like, all right, we're going to use roll 46, drop the lowest.
Mhm.
I don't know what his actual combinations were, but he was like, I rolled 6 13s. All right, should I keep that? I was like, absolutely.
That's not bad.
And then he started thinking about, well, I'm going to be a cleric, and I have all of these 6 13s. I'm not going to be anything else but a human because I don't want it to adjust those scores. I want to have those scores because it's going to become part of my character's, personality. He was marked by the gods being a cleric and having those stats that's what he's going to go with, and
Yeah.
It's letting the variable become your backstory, which is emergent, like Dan was saying. That's
Right.
emergent play. It's like, let that tell the story, and I'll build from there.
And remember, 13 is not a bad number.
No,
Average
no,
is 8 to
give 'em
10.
a +1 in everything.
Yeah.
+1 in every stat.
Yeah. It's like, that's not bad, you don't have any, so that's a pretty good, very lucky.
Well,
All 13s.
TM Bloodworth, you mentioned you were talking about, that certain characters are, the exceptional, they're exceptional. They're heroic by the fact that they're 10th level or whatever. And there was some comments in the chat. And the thing that strikes me is while I think it's fine to not have a backstory and all those things, typically stories aren't told about the people that fall down and die, right? It's the stories are generally told about heroes. They might start out very humble, but they end up noteworthy, right? And it's like I don't have a problem with a player who wants to. It's like, I want to be a hero. I want to be a shining knight. I want to do this or that, because because you could say, well, the opposite is, well, I just want to be a baker. It's like, well, I don't want to be the baker. I don't want to go to prom. I don't want to work in the coffee shop. I want to do something that is heroic.
You don't want to get so stressed out over having to do all the
Yes.
scones and
right. And this is, it's escapist fantasy to some degree. So I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to do things that are fun and exceptional. Demanding that you're a superhero, though, obviously,
and that's the difference.
too
Is
far.
you show it by through the emergent gameplay. That's how you become a hero.
Right.
You don't.
And you're also right. I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The straight 13s you were saying, which while they are exceptional by the math, they're not like, it's certainly not min max. Right. But the choices you can make in the game, even if you had straight 9s, let's say, they could still be heroic in that manner. It doesn't have to be mechanically heroic.
Oh yeah.
So, yep. I think we're all saying the same thing here. It's
I think we're all, pretty much just saying let the dice, be what's on the paper, and then what you do with that is really what we're talking about. Is
your story is yet to unfold. Yeah. And
go ahead. Sorry.
What was Matt?
He his last comment there. He says, been meditating on how making this about escapism actually opened the door to D&D as therapy. I don't know. I think that's you're probably right that is something, but I mean, don't we seek entertainment in general to get away from
Escape.
daily
Mhm.
life? You know, I
Mhm.
mean, that's
Sports games too. I mean,
eh,
that's
I
that's what
mean,
sports ball is for.
right. Leisure is one thing, and is it on the line to therapy? Could you extend it out to be like, oh no, this I'm turning this into therapy? I guess you could, but again, why can't we just have a happy medium, right?
It's not well advised either.
No,
It's
no,
like,
no, it's not. It's
you
a bad
know,
idea.
it is not well advised. I mean,
Right.
yeah, if you have an actual trained therapist
Right.
running a D&D game, then fine. But that's the purpose of going there. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It's like, you know, us five, you know, I'm trying to
I
run
ain't your
a therapy
therapist.
session. We're going to do far more damage than any good. You know, it's like,
Well, yeah,
oh,
it's like
I'm
self-medicating.
going to
It's
really
like,
mess you up. You know?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a bad idea to do that on the fly.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that it can't be used by a professional, and it is used by professionals.
Sure.
And I more credit to them, you know, for doing that. I think we even know a few ourselves in our circles that do that professionally.
Mm.
But I don't think any of us none of us would be qualified to be that professional. We're like, no. Yeah. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and pull for you guys as best as possible while still trying to kill you. No.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I wince every time I roll a natural 20, you know, on my
Oh,
players.
so
I'm
did
like,
I.
oh, I can't stand it. It's like, and they know that's why they never get upset when it's like, all right, you know, I mean, sometimes I get on a roll, you know, and it's like 20, 20, 20, you know, I think the most I've ever done is 3 in a row. And I'm wincing the whole time. And I was like, all right, but I also tend to roll the lower end on the damage dice, you know. So
Yeah.
I just hit somebody with a giant turtle, and it was a 20, and I'm rolling 12d6, you know, and it came out to like 20 hit points of damage. I was like, holy cat! I mean, the possibility of it was going to be, you know, tremendous, like kill the character outright. But I was like, or even 60% of the, you know, 60% or higher of that roll would have killed the character outright. And it was just a low roll. I was like, thank God there's so many ones mixed in there, you know, and the player survived, you know. So
you're giving away our secrets there, Rich. You know that the DMs really don't, well, except for Dan, and maybe Matt, and possibly James. No,
Yeah.
as a DM, my goal is not to kill the players. My
Right.
goal is to give them a challenge and make them earn it.
My goal's not to kill the players.
Yeah,
Your
I
decision
don't pull
to kill
dice
you
rolls either.
as a player.
yeah.
You know,
we-
when
but
the
we're-
dice roll.
But we're really rooting for the players, and it you
Sure.
know, it's like we want to see them.
I'm rooting for a good time for everybody.
Yes.
If that means the players succeed.
The dice take it out of your
Fine.
hands, though.
If that means the players fail and everybody had a great time, though, also fine.
Yeah.
Well, that you know, this is a little bit of a tangent. If I
Go for it. Should I bring up the Cam's rants thing?
No. It's just I'm interested in hearing everybody's opinion on this. Is, you know, I think the old school, the OSR mindset is, yeah, I'm gonna die and I don't care and da, which is fine, right? It's like, yeah, you be ready to die, but I also like the idea. It's like, I want to have a character that I value enough that I dread dying. It's like, I want to do everything possible to not die, right? If I do, it's not like I'm going to hold a grudge against anybody, but it's like, I want to feel, it's like, oh man, that's a loss. You know, that's emergent gameplay drama. It's like, oh, I lost this character that I built and I liked playing and everything. That's all to the good. You know, and so I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't want to be too flippant. It's like, I'm just going to die, I don't care, you know, and just be throwaway. I want to have those stakes be high, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And Edgelord has something that I wanted to bring up too, which is failure is good, for that reason, because failure makes your success as a player that much sweeter.
Yep.
You know, because then when you do succeed, it's like, because you know you can fail.
You've earned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we all, well, most of us scoff at with 5e, because nothing's earned, right? It's when you're a superhero, you're just kind of going around. It's like, oh look, everyone, it's sparkles and rainbows, and everybody's drenched in treasure, and it's like, well, who cares? And it's meaningless. At least that's
Matt. You're not supposed to kill the players. You're supposed to kill
Yeah.
the characters.
You're not supposed
I
to
keep
kill them.
I keep
No,
getting
no.
reminded of that. It's like, oh man.
Depends on the player.
Well, yeah. If they hadn't made an X card, they might get thrown off my balcony upstairs.
Erudite brought up the X card in Matt's game.
Did he really?
Yeah, when he was drinking all the blood or whatever, I think, or whatever was going on there, some atrocity.
The only time I ever encountered an X card was we were at a convention game, and we had already played through of the 3-hour session that this was blocked for. We were like 2 hours and 35 minutes in, going into the last big scene, and all of a sudden the game master was like, "Oh geez, I forgot about the X cards." He says, "Does anyone want them now?" We all looked at each other like, "No, we're all good."
We're adults here. Thanks.
Yeah, we're all adults. We're a mixed group too. There were two women at the table. There was one was a couple. We had and it was a good sized table too. It was about 6 of us, maybe 7 of us at the table, and we're like, no, it's almost done. We know we're in the last encounter. No, we don't need that. That was the only time at a convention I've ever seen of, heard of, or any mention of an X card. So again, I've been very, very fortunate, I think.
Should I highlight that?
Yeah. If someone ever what's an X card? Exactly. It's like if someone at my table ever produced an X card, I would tell them, yeah, you're welcome to take a break. You can go away. We'll continue playing along. And when you think that you're ready to come back, you can come back. Yeah. All right. If you do it a second time, you're done. Well, you're not coming back after a second time.
Edgelord.
But we're not going to stop running the game. We're not doing that Monty Cook bullshit where it's like, oh no, your only thing is to skip over whatever scene that was supposed to be done. No, the rest of us are going to continue playing. You're welcome to walk away.
Yeah,
you're a prisoner here. You can walk.
Yeah.
All right. Come back when you think you're ready.
The thing is, you don't need a card. If you need a moment, just say something. Say, I'm sorry, I can't deal with this subject or something like
that.
Go
to the bathroom.
I'm going to excuse myself from the table for 5 minutes and come back.
Well, let's be honest. Let me make an accusation. I'll be honest in that way.
The origins of X cards are kind of creepy.
Well, yes, but a lot of this is just someone being a narcissist, and they just want to control other people, right? It's like, oh, look, I'm going to put a stop to this because I can, it's like, no, there are people that have legitimate issues, right, in their lives. Sure. And it's like, yeah, that just makes them uncomfortable and whatever. And like you said, okay, no problem, go take a break, whatever. But darn well that there's other people that are just powerless little twerps, and they want to get one over on other people, and that's where they get off. Sorry.
I'm quite proud of myself. I've shown unusual restraint on this topic.
Well, it's the whole and there are many great videos out there.
I'll say this. I will say this. For my games, when I roll them on Roll20 and strangers come in, I make it known up front. Yeah, I don't take that BS in my games. Mm-hmm. I don't want that type of person in my game. If that hurts your feelings, then you just got hurt feelings. But you're not going to be in my games. I want normal people, normal adults that are ready to have some fun rolling some dice. And if you can't handle a creepy crawling spider attacking you, you need to go
in your head, mind you, in your imagination. Not even physically there.
That's the dumbest thing. When I seen that in the 5e book, I did not. I'm just saying I seen it whatever. Anyway, I seen it in the 5e book, and I'm just like, that's a joke, right?
Yeah.
And found it's not. It's. I mean, no, I don't cater to them kind of people.
Well, you know, and by the other end of the extreme, don't be creepy in your games. Period.
Well,
No,
You
I'm
know,
talking about just running
don't be a
a
creeper.
normal
Don't
game.
be. Yeah. We're talking normal people. Yeah, don't be a creeper. So you don't need if you're not a creeper and nobody's going in your game as a creeper, then you don't have to.
Yeah,
do
I'm not
it.
going to mince words.
There's no reason to have X cards.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you up front. I want normal people in my games.
Yeah,
that's it. It's as simple as that. And I'm going to run a normal game. But I promise you, I'm going to throw those nasty little creatures and monsters and stuff in this game. And I don't care if your feelings get hurt. I don't. You just got hurt feelings. It's as simple as that. You go find you a 5e game and find you some people in a 5e game, and y'all sit around a table and hold hands. And
it's a bit of a challenge. Bloodworth, you mentioned that you encourage people to go to cons and things and like playing that. You don't know who's going to come up to your table, right?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have no idea.
And at a con, you don't really have, you can't
you have no control over it. But the thing is that, and like I said, I mean, I've been to 24 cons now, and I've never had it. I've never had it come up.
Yeah.
That's because the overwhelming majority of people are just normal people.
And the second thing is,
and all the crap you hear about on Reddit isn't actually true. It's just Reddit projecting nonsense.
Yeah. And there's also a theory to where I hear this a lot is all these people that are harping on this silliness don't even play D&D. They're just
they don't
insert their ideology.
They want to control the hobby.
Exactly.
Yeah. They don't actually play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The other thing about why you don't encounter it as much in cons is it's the same thing comparing it to college students. Why college students are much better students than when they were in high school, because they're paying to be there. All right. When you're paying to be there, then you're going to focus on just enjoying the time that you're there. And you're not there to ruin it for anybody else. You're not there. Like I said, I've never encountered it at a convention. They sit down at the table ready to play. And it really is the best of, because I've had difficult players on online games. All right, not very many, but I've had about 3 difficult players in the last 10 years in online gaming, and never had any problem during the same time period with conventions.
Yeah. I was just at GaryCon. There was nothing that crazy that I saw happen at GaryCon. Obviously, I wasn't at every table, but it was pretty funny to walk by the 5e tables and see the occasional 5e DM with their deck of things I don't want to see in my game. We're just here to kill dragons. Stop being cringe. It's so stupid.
That is so stupid. And I look at it like
wait. You got to explain this now, Dan. What are you talking about?
There's these things. It's like a trigger warning deck where you'll every player gets the same set of cards, and then they take the things that they don't want to have happen in the game and they put it face down and pass it to the DM. And then the DM takes all the things that the people don't want to say and they shuffle it, and then they deal it face up. Okay, there will be no spiders. There will be no lightning bolt. Whatever the random kind of shit that these Reddit edgelord retards can't handle in real life because they're weak-willed people. And if we had a actual society that didn't protect morons, they wouldn't have made it this far.
I just raised the height by 15 feet now that I would throw somebody off of. I'm going to throw them off my roof now.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Forget the deck.
The
deck is only a 15, 20 foot drop. The roof is probably.
I only played OSR style games. I played a couple Swords and Wizardry. I played a Hyperborea, 2 Hyperboreas. I played Castles and Crusades. Every single old school DM, if they even mentioned it, would say something along the lines of, "Yeah, I don't do that shit. Just be normal," and then start playing.
Yeah, and
because that's all it takes.
And be normal. Just be normal. But they mean don't be a creeper.
Yes.
Don't be a whiner.
Also,
don't say, "Oh, my feelings are gonna get hurt."
yeah.
I mean, at a
I would.
convention, you can just if someone rolls up to your table and it's like that, you could just, like you just said, hey, we're just deal with it or leave.
We're just
And
normal play.
the Castles and Crusades game I was in at Gary Con was unfortunately the worst because it was 6 people at the table. 3 of them knew each other. They all played in the same game, and I'm pretty sure I heard them mention a throuple at one point, which is gross.
A what?
But a throuple.
Yeah.
You know what that
All
is?
orcs are evil. Period.
A throuple.
That's like
Do
when
I
you're
wanna-
married.
wait,
When
do
you're
I-
married, you're a couple. When you add in a third, it becomes a thruple or throuple or whatever. I don't know.
I knew better than ask that.
You
didn't want to know.
It's horror nonsense. But anyway, it's true. They spent in a 4-hour time slot. They spent almost 2 hours role playing with each other at the opening campsite, and then I was like screwing around on my phone. I was bored. Like the DM was just doing, the castle keeper rather was doing absolutely nothing to solve the problem. And eventually, I was like, I go towards the wizard tower that we're all supposed to go to, and I just started walking down the road, and like. The one guy got really upset that I didn't care about how his paladin was like playing with his hair while riding the horse or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not here for that shit, man. I'm here to play a game, kill some shit. Let's go.
I will never play 5.5 if that.
Oh, this was Castles and Crusades.
No. Look at that.
No, R said X cards are D&D 5.5, and it is. That's where
I will never buy any 5.5e material if that's even remote.
Well, it's this is kind of infected. Even companies that don't go into it, it's like they feel like, okay, I got to put a paragraph in here about safety rules or whatever.
Even my beloved Free League is putting safety tools in their games, and it makes me sad.
Yeah,
rip that shit right out of the goddamn book. Rip it right out. Fuck that. Rip it.
Are they doing it in all their games or what?
It's been in the newer games that they've published. Like I think it's in the new version of Alien.
Yeah. To be fair, it's pretty brief, and it's not. It's kind of like, okay, here's our obligatory,
But it's not obligatory.
Well,
it's your book. Put what you want in your book.
Yeah.
I agree.
You put it in there. I don't give a damn if it's half a sentence. You put it in there, and it's there.
That's the implication, because then somebody's gonna. Well, according to the book, you have to do this and that and the other, and it. Well,
that's it when the DM needs to step in and say, no, I don't need to do that. I'll do what I want.
There's a very wonderful passage at the end of the AD&D one.
Edgelord,
GMG.
You don't need to feel safe. I know you.
I run my games like I run them in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have that bull crap in the 80s and early, late 70s. We just played and we had a good time.
Yeah. But that's the overwhelming majority of games now, though. The internet just blows everything out of proportion because everybody on the internet has a voice, and morons amplify other morons' voices on Twitter and Reddit and X and
Reddit and X and
Can I redirect a little bit away from the modern controversy?
So
please,
it's not controversy; it's retardation.
James mentioned.
Oh God, here we go.
Playing in the 80s. Okay, I played in the 80s, and I had groups that got along well, and I had acrimonious groups, right? So this is an in-game thing. What do you guys think about conflict within the party, within the group, inter-party combat, for example?
I have a very funny story about this in my Hyperborea game that I'm a player in.
I've got one too.
We had not this past week, the week before, technically 2 weeks ago. The DM let a new player in. It's his buddy, his new player. We were in a dungeon. He joined us. He stole some treasure and tried not telling us. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he tried pickpocketing something else out of another player's hand while he was holding like a luckstone or something like that. He unfortunately made the decision to try to do this as the FNG in a room filled with torture implements. So we threw him in an Iron Maiden and closed the door. This week he had a new character.
Put them in the Iron Maiden.
I have a
excellent.
I have a war story from a game that I was DMing. It's been about 15, maybe 20 years ago. I had I'm not going to say their names, but they live in Waycross, Georgia, and a couple of hillbillies. But I mean, they're big. They were big. It was a second edition game, and then these two got in an argument over a rule. that didn't even have nothing. I mean, it was just about their characters, and it ended up turning into a fist fight right there in my game room.
Nice.
I threw them both out. Wouldn't even give them their books.
Who won?
Threw both. I mean, I gave them their books eventually, but yeah, I had a fist fight break out in my game, and it didn't even have nothing to do with me. It was them arguing over a damn rule.
Leave your shit at the door.
I've never had a fist fight breakout in a TTRPG game. I did have a fist fight breakout during a Magic the Gathering game.
Yeah, but
what's funny about it is I hadn't even seen one of the guys. He lives somewhere in Florida, and we signed up for a D6 Star Wars game, and didn't even know we were. And I was like, "Is that you?" Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's leave your
you didn't, consequence.
Leave all your stuff at the door. You don't need to bring it in and mix it up because we all have our different opinions and stuff like that. And I'll game with anybody just about, as long as you don't try and throw this X card bullshit at me or start pushing.
What do you think about conflict within the player, within the
player
characters,
player type stuff?
Yeah. Within, I don't mean people hate each other at the table. I mean, within the game, characters going.
Characters.
Yeah.
I think it depends, and I don't mind a little bit of agitation between, kind of like Gimli and whatever, the Dale from the Dwarf.
We're talking about in-game PvP, right?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be combat,
PvP per se, but and then you've got the everybody wants to play a Kender thing, and that's what my character could do, and it's that's what your character would do. That's the worst excuse.
I think it was my third character, so this is probably still only about like 13 years old, and I was playing a half-elf thief, and my friend Steve, he was playing this fighter, and the fighter was like almost like a Leroy Jenkins decades before that was even a thing, and my thief was more like, supposedly chaotic neutral, but like that thief tended towards evil. And at one point, he had rushed off into a room. I was following right behind him, and I saw what he was running into, and I closed the door and spiked it shut, and just left him in there. And this was all a conversation, a secret conversation that I had with the dungeon master, and basically just let it go that way. And his character died. We eventually just opened up the room, got in there, wiped out everything else, brought his body back. I coveted his ring of protection that he had and his +1 longsword. So I was like, all right, I'm going to, foot the bill for his burial, but I was going to bury him in a mausoleum, like a draw kind of thing. And then later on, once everything was done, I would sneak in there, open the thing up, take his ring and his sword, and just close it shut again. And then went off, since the other player characters would have known that I had, hey, that was his ring, his sword. I then went off and sold them for more money than what it cost me to bury him. And that was just my whole thing. And the only consequence that I had was my dungeon master said, "You're chaotic evil now." I was like, okay, that's cool. I can roll with that. But that was the only time that I've ever done that. Actually set up another player character to die. I was kicked out of a party because I was playing a chaotic evil cleric, and there was a paladin in a group. And when that player character eventually realized what I was, he didn't kill me, but because I had served the purpose of the party for so long, but he did kick me out.
I had kind of the opposite, the flip side of that situation where we were playing in a game that, it was a fairly long campaign, and I was playing a paladin, and one of the characters who, you know, was always very pleasant and everything, turns out he was a little bit of a sociopath or something that he played out. I mean, you know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to be Captain Chaos or something. He played it out, but my character had no idea about it. He kept it hidden, you know, and it eventually came to light, and I'm like, I'm a paladin. I can't be around this guy. You know, I mean, I can't take part in this. And so I left. You know, I was like, I gotta go. You know, I can't do this. So I lost that character essentially for that campaign. But I think, you know, being a paladin, I think has a very high standard. One way or the other.
Not anymore.
Well, that's true.
I mean, you know, you don't even have to be.
I miss race class requirements. Thoughts?
Yes, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Race class requirements.
Restrictions, limitations.
Yeah, paladins have to be, you know, paladins have to be lawful good. You know, I think with clerics, they have to mirror their deity. Same thing with weapons. You know, I'm a big favor of the clerics you know, being allowed to use the preferred weapon of a deity, which didn't start until what, 2nd edition introduced that.
Yeah.
And I think that clerics, you know, and paladins, more so than alignment, they have to reflect their deity's domains. They have to demonstrate those domains almost every day in order to replenish their abilities.
Sure. Well, I you know, I've run into, and I've had arguments with people about, you know, someone says there's no such thing as a dwarf cleric, right? Because they're going off of, you know, original things. But
OD&D,
but well, actually, I think you could correct me if I'm wrong. In OD&D, I think you could have non-human.
They could be NPCs.
Okay, you were right. And
non-players.
There's the thing with NPC, right? And the NPC point is what I was trying to get around to.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, so they clearly exist,
but they also never leave. They never leave their.
That's
their
fine.
Group.
If there's a reason why you can't be it as a PC, that's another thing. But I think it's also, some people have argued that it's inherent to D&D, and I would say it's inherent to Gary's D&D or Greyhawk maybe, but D&D, you know, you might have a world where dwarves are wizards for some reason. You know, it's like, or Dark Sun, where, you know, psionics are, you know, certain races and things like that. That's all very possible. But in general,
now we're getting into the whole milieu thing.
Sure. But in general, I do like there being something more restrictive than anybody could be anything. You know, I think that's a little meh.
I agree.
Yeah. I think Daddy Roll the One did a great video. I think it was pretty recently about this too. And
did he? I haven't watched the last couple.
Yeah, he did one where he was talking about
take it easy, Matt.
Some of the restrictions. Yeah, Matt, we'll see everybody.
Take care.
We'll definitely go. Some of us, anyways, will be going over there to watch. I know Grandpa is going to go to bed because he has to. You know, he turns into a pumpkin at 6 p.m.
Wow.
He's gonna drive up from Florida in his golf cart and whoop your ass.
He was closer when he was in Georgia, so
I know.
I want to see his hot rod golf cart. No, but any rate, the I mean, it was, first of all, I love his videos, but I have to be able to allocate, like, you know, time to focus on him or put him on to fall asleep, because either way, Martin's got a really soothing voice and he's packed full of knowledge. But even Jeanette, she's like, can you please watch something else now? Because
I watch Martin's videos when I'm out in the garage and I'm like cleaning my garage or sorting my workbench or, you know, rearranging my toolbox.
And you go, oh wow, that's a neat thing.
Yeah, like I have to be doing something else. Like I can't be reading while I'm watching his videos. I've got to be doing like I can be doing something like mechanical. Right. I can be doing something mechanical, but like I can't be working like on my computer like during a work day, right? Because normally I'm on a conference call or, you know, helping someone or whatever. But like when I'm just like, you know, cleaning the garage, it's great. So
yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I could put it on my big screen over my projector over here while I'm actually trying to clean up this mess that you guys can't see.
OD&D did have PC Monsters, that's right. And it was great.
Yeah.
I was going to say there's only one YouTuber that my wife cannot hear his voice.
Is it me?
Huh?
Is it me?
Yes, Dan, it's
No.
you.
No.
Oh. Is it Martin?
Nope. He's a driver. He drives when he's.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Okay.
about.
Oh.
It was like,
Oh, we know who that
you
is.
can't- it was like, oh, I can't
Hi,
stand that guy's voice.
It's,
Please,
Should
please turn that off. I can't stand it.
the
should we start
D&D
talking about
2
platonic
automobile
solids?
prophet.
The last time I was listening to his thing, it was a video, I guess, from yesterday or something like that. I swear to God, he was driving through a hailstorm, and you heard every, like, I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy is going to kill himself driving this, doing this stupid ass
The
video,
show must go on.
literally in a hailstorm.
I don't get the whole video record while you're driving thing. Like, I don't
No,
want
it's
to see
so
your
Car
nose hairs.
video. Car video. No. Okay.
That can be the Wednesday night stream, Jeff.
Yeah.
I can't watch him. I can't sit there and look up that.
There you go, James. Wednesday night. Here we go. I got it. Because you wanted to name this show something else. Wednesday night, it could be the Wednesday night white dudes in golf carts for you.
No, I'm ready to fire up. We're Rick and James, bitch.
Yeah, Rick and James. We're going to say, we're Rick James, bitch.
Yeah, right. We're gonna fire that up. We're Rick and James, bitch.
Showback watches the most D&D related video he watches is while he's picking up product on the pallets. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I can imagine. Well, I wouldn't watch the videos while you're trying to drive a forklift. Maybe listen to them though.
Mhm.
I mean, most of the stuff that we do, Cam, Dan, Rich, even like, unless you're doing your where you're showing off your shelf tours, it could be listened to as a podcast easily.
Oh, yeah.
I
I just
mean,
don't like podcasts.
Yeah, I mean,
To me, there's just not. I need something visual. I mean, yeah, when I'm driving and I'm listening to someone's video, I'm not looking at it,
Right.
obviously. But otherwise, like I don't get podcasts.
yeah. I mean, I have my shows flagged as a podcast. Bad News Bards is flagged as a podcast because, but I think it just helps it circulate through other things, theoretically.
so real quick, Jeff. My daughter's finally starting to, I think, fall asleep. So I'm going to try to jump over to Bill's game.
Mhm.
So you all have a lovely evening.
You have a good one,
Oh.
Dan.
Take it
Nice
easy,
Talking
baby.
about Sylvie,
Man.
Yeah.
Dungeon's over.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right.
We ain't
They
got
need
30
their level
minutes.
12 fighter.
All right.
If
I'll
we
go
ended at 10,
go
we
kick
got
some ass and
Yeah.
take names.
I shall try. Good night,
All right.
gentlemen.
We'll see you, man.
All right, and then there were 4.
And there were 4.
So
Right,
what
Jeff.
have we
So,
not covered?
the question that I was going to ask is: so, what is everyone's definition of a grognard?
That's an excellent question because I know the origins of the word technically,
Mm-hmm.
but is it a moving line? Is it?
Or have we altered its definition from its original definition?
Well, you're a historian, aren't you?
We'll go around the horn.
Yeah, I'm a
Let's hear.
historian, but actually, I was not familiar with the word because it's French. And
It's French.
Who cares?
Grognard.
So it's like, so it means old complainer, from what I understand. All right, or an old guy complaining, or something along that lines. And I don't think that when we wear it as a badge, all right, which I think most of us do, Greg. Like I've been to conventions where you can actually put the little labels on your, on your badges.
I've been
and,
playing since
you know,
19 blah.
well, no, just grognard is what, grognard. I'll put grognard. I'll put veteran because sometimes I have the, the labels for veteran and everything. And then I've had one person be like, why would you admit to being a grognard? Because they only had a negative perception of what a grognard is. So that's why I'm putting it to the to the group here. What is your, so Jeff, what is your thought of Grognard?
I think anybody that's been, and it doesn't mean necessarily running games, but anybody that's been playing or running for a significant portion of time, or especially of their life.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was in middle school when I got introduced to D&D. Have I played D&D continuously since then? No. I in the 90s we were like big into Shadowrun. Shadowrun was the big in thing, but I think Grognard encompasses those games too, Classic Traveler, even the Mongoose Traveler, stuff like that. Yes, and Agile's got the actual knowing the consequences, like it used to mean old war gamers, and it was expanded. Well, and that
Old
was
guard.
Mhm.
The old guard in AD&D or in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
The old guard.
and it was actually implied as an insult. Oh, look at these old grognards, but I think we take it and we own it, and
we kind of adopted it.
It's a badge of courage.
Yeah,
badge of honor, not courage.
What do they call that? We've seized the word and turned it, turned it to something else. It's like the N word ending with an A. You know what I'm saying? It's like it has been co-opted and used for a different, for a totally different meaning and connotation.
Right.
And I look at it as just like an old school gamer, and I don't think that it necessarily means that, we hate D&D.
Oh, no.
Or even we hate 5e. We just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference.
I don't even hate 5e.
Don't prefer it. We prefer other games.
Who was it? Who was? I went to a comic book store this afternoon. Because I was taking a little break from work because I got to do something later on the night, and I was talking to a guy. He asked me what Castles and Crusades was because I had my CNC shirt on, and I was like, it's the last group that Gary worked with, and it was influenced by Gary.
Did you say Gary who?
Gary Gygax.
Well, I know
son of because I was my wife told me that one of the guys she works with said you should have said who Luke Gygax was because not everybody knows who Luke Gygax. Luke Gygax was the son of the guy who created D&D. He also created Gen Con, and a number of other things. But anyway,
it got me thinking. Just sitting here thinking, I guess I realize now how anti-addition I am, and what I mean by that is first edition AD&D, D6 Star Wars, the original, the first edition, BX, all those systems don't have additions. They're just, it's, like first edition, it has its own, but I didn't really go past first edition. I did play second, but I tend to like games that are just first edition.
Well, wouldn't you consider BX or BECME to be like first edition D&D? Because they weren't truly OD&D.
Because AD&D came out before BX did, but yet BX is generally looked at as an older edition. And it is.
Yeah, BX came out in 81.
Right.
So AD&D was
and BECME was 83.
83, right.
Yeah.
So when they say OD&D, I really only think of 1974 D&D.
Right.
I don't lump. I'll put Holmes, Moldvay, into a separate category.
Yeah.
BECME is an extension of that, just a refined version of Holmes and Moldvay.
Well,
I just recently found out too, and I did not know this. And
what the CMI stands for?
No, I've been playing 45 years and have been all up in these systems. And I never realized that the original BX is not the same thing as the BX in Beckney. I did
No,
not know
it's-
that.
It was there was
I've
some
never.
changes.
I mean, they're like 95% identical, but there's just small iterations in
there's-
Beckney's.
yeah, it's
I didn't know
again,
that though.
it's like almost every edition improves upon layout. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. They improve upon the layout.
Right, George.
And then they maintain many of the rules. They're each like a 90% clone of
Right.
the previous. And they're only altering that like 10%, which is really what the whole OSR is, especially the Renaissance, right?
Yeah.
The Renaissance, the OSR that are the old school Renaissance games are taking like 90% or 80% of the old and then just putting new layout, new art, new formatting or whatever, and then just and then some minor tweaks to
Yeah.
the system. And then it's like, all right, now we have something that conforms to the original,
Right.
1.0A, 1.0A OGO.
Sure.
And that's kind of how I look at them, is that, and when people say, well, how many different retro clones do you actually need? And actually you taught me this, or maybe a discussion that I was having with a video, that I kept on thinking that Swords and Wizardry was BX, and actually Swords of Wizardry is OD&D.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Whereas I knew that the Majestic Fantasy was completely OD&D. I mean, that they came straight out and said it. And it's OSE is BX, and built off the BX skeleton.
Roger, you taught an RPG history class. Why have we not talked about this before? Yeah, and James, to that end, that I learned what you were talking about watching one of Martin's videos,
Mhm.
because he goes into deep. And Richard,
Actually, I learned it from somebody in my I think it was my last video I just put out. Somebody in my comments.
who probably watched Martin's video or was there. Martin does a great job on that. If you're into the history of that, you should check out Daddy Rolled One. He's
Yeah.
a great guy.
Yeah,
I would love to have a conversation with him.
I actually was talking about, like, I weren't really. Somebody was. I mentioned that I've been told by people that Beckney is like the standard, the gold standard for, OSR, and I'm just like, and I made the comment. I'm like, well, I'm more BX, and I guess because BX is the first two books in
Beckney, yes. Well, that's basic, expert.
That it wasn't the same BX.
Companion,
Yeah,
master,
and then what's the I one?
The I is Immortals.
Immortals. Yeah.
But even Frank says,
Master and Immortals.
Frank says Immortals is not D&D.
Yeah, I don't play all that. 18th level is cap. I don't care what system it is. At level 18,
some would say 10th level is cap.
Well, I'm just, in 45 years of playing, I've talked about this on my channel, is 1 second edition game that I was playing in went to 20, and that was years. And then 2 AD&D games I've played in went to 18.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's 45 years. Yeah. Literally. That's a long ass time.
Cam's itching to say something. Go ahead, Cam.
Well, I actually never played Beckme. I played basic BX, right? Initially, and then went into advanced. And I remember seeing the rules cyclopedia at some point. I'm like, why is this even a thing? It's like, I don't understand advanced. I was kind of one of those guys. It was like, why wouldn't you just play advanced? And I know there are some interesting things in Beckme. And I find it interesting. I like that they did that and they had those separate things. And I think it's a good product line, from what I have read about it.
Mm-hmm.
But today, if somebody said, well, would you like to play a long-term campaign where you're going into, all this stuff, and would you like to play first edition AD&D, or would you like to play Back Me? And I would have to answer first edition AD&D. Now on the other hand, I have no problem playing BX. It's like a certain range of it works better in my mind for that. But if on a really detailed hardcore campaign, first edition would be my choice. So I guess we probably all have our different preferences on that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of the older editions, even up to, except for 4E. 4E was a horrible experience. I tried it. I tried running 4E. It was not for. It was like, if I want to play WoW, I'll play WoW. I have 2 subscriptions. I don't need a tabletop version of WoW.
Right.
And it was blatantly clear that they were chasing that. But third edition, 3.5. I would do 3.5 over third, because I like 3.5. I played in a 2E game rather recently. I've played some ODD. Shadow. Go ahead.
What? I guess the thing is, Back Me seems like it was tacked on. You know what I mean? Whereas AD&D kind of came in as a whole, envisioned system. I know it came out over a period of a couple of years,
2 years,
the 3 books, but Back Me is like, okay, now we're adding this, now we're adding this, now we're adding this, and it just hits me different, Yeah, right. And it's like, it's kind of like, well, we ran out of, our players have kind of run out. What do we do now? Well,
was it the first Splat books, you think, in a way?
Kind of,
No, I don't know. I think that's Back Me's strength as far as introducing new players to role-playing in general, tabletop role-playing games, let alone Dungeons and Dragons. And the reason why I would take Back Me and starting the players off with just levels 1 through 3, all right, and just having that one book, even though the rules cyclopedia does the same thing, it's different because the rules cyclopedia will let them look all the way up to level 36. And I don't want my brand new players looking and thinking about, what is my character going to be when they're level 17? No, I want you just to focus on 1 through 3.
Well, wouldn't you say that BX would do that same job though, versus Back Me? I mean, just
no, because you're gonna break it down. You're gonna give them the red book first.
Well, but basic's the same thing though. Moldvay Basic is the first book is 1 to 3 as well.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You give them the first book, and that's all they get to see. When they're in the middle of 3rd level, all right, so they're a couple hundred experience points away before hitting 4th. That's when you break out the expert rules for them. Go ahead, Grandpa.
Yeah, let me weigh in on this. All right, I get Back Me. All right, I get it. It's one of the OGs in the OSR. I get it. All right, but when you get into the Masters and the Immortals, okay, and remember now, this is a BX framed system. Okay. What the hell what are you fighting? What are you throwing at your characters at level 25? And what's the max level in Back Me? 33?
36.
What are you throwing at how many decades would you have to play with that group, with those characters? I mean,
I don't think anybody does get that.
This is why Back Me is not one of the gold standards in OSR, in my opinion, because it's just, what are you doing?
Did Back Me come out before or after Gary? So was that after Gary was kicked out?
It came out 2 years after BX.
83. He was still with the company at the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gary was there until 86.
86.
So
James, I just want to say, I basically agree with what you just said there. It's
I'm not putting that system down. I'm just, what are you doing?
Well,
I just don't. I don't get it.
Well,
to me,
That's not
once
what Dungeons and Dragons is.
yeah, once you pass level 20, if you don't retire at 10, 12, 15, if you make it all the way up to level 20, once you go beyond level 20, you're fighting deities at that point.
Well, in
And-
first edition Dragonlance, if you went past 18, the gods intervene and took you from the primaterial plane. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've always stuck with that. That makes so much sense. Why? And I get Inbekni is meant for Mystara, and the Immortals are, I'm sorry.
I've
Yeah.
never played in Mystara.
That
It's
high
not-
level BS, I just don't.
Yeah, I never played a Mystara either.
It sounds like
Maybe
the consensus.
once I did. Once I played a Mystara.
It's
I
kind of
don't play
like when we were playing our set. Actually, in that same game, those two got in a fist fight in, but we met two players, and it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in the game. Both of them had level 100 characters, and I'm like, that is so bullshit.
Yeah.
You're not good.
They were
Come
playing
on,
well.
man.
They were playing
Well,
How
well.
long did it take you to write all that up? And
I mean,
say,
how many million XP is that, right? I mean,
as God is my witness, they were like, and it weren't just one character; it was multiples. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I ever seen in this game.
well,
How did they do that?
I don't
I mean-
know. Well,
Because there's no limit on it. It's what is it? 200,000 experience points per level.
I think
Beyond
what it was is they
Level
I think-
12.
I think they rolled them up for the Bloodstone, the H1 through 4 Bloodstone modules, and then when they played those characters, they probably rolled them up from scratch, level 100, because that is a 25 to 100, which is ridiculous, but still, they probably rolled those up for the Bloodstone modules and then played them, and then just claimed those characters. Says, "Hey, this is my character, level 100."
yeah. I wonder how many people have actually back in the day really gone beyond level 14.
The majority have.
I would say 18 was
best,
pretty much the cap for most of us.
the best modules that's ever been printed are pre-14.
I was going to say 5th.
Yeah, I know,
to
but
8th,
you
probably
can't-
ideal.
You can't swing those modules at 14 or 12 to 14.
Maybe 10th level. Yeah. 12th. After that, it's. I mean, unless you're starting at that high level, and even then, originally they only went to level 10 anyways, didn't they? 10 or 12.
12, I think.
Yeah. So, and even Castles and Crusades, when they first came out, they were trying to kick it old school, and they're like, nope, we're not going above level 12. And then now it's 24. So
Well, if you think about it, first edition, we'll just talk about first edition adventures. How many actual first edition adventures go above level 14? Can you name any off the top of your head?
I don't think any
Loth
above.
The Drow series and Loth were 12 to 14. But
Yeah, I don't think any above that.
Yeah.
But again,
not in first edition. I don't.
You're going to have a hard time with those modules even at 14.
Yes.
You're going to have a hard
if
time
you play them
those.
like they are.
We kind of learned that it was like, no, if it says 12 to 14, you better be rolling in there at like 16.
Yeah.
And that's with a party of 4 or 5 player characters. Like, you got to roll in heavy on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the majority of first edition modules, if not all first edition, I think they exceeded 14 in second edition. I mean, like the Vecna one.
I'm not sure. I mean, that's an easy thing to look up. Let's see what AI gives us.
12-ish.
If Dan was here, he'd already have the answer because that's what he likes to do.
But yeah, I think they exceeded level 14 in 2E.
Well, so what I was saying about the expansion feel to it, is like I think they have like paladins and druids, but they're like subclasses of. It's like kind of like almost like a prestige class for fighter, like paladin is, as opposed to have it just seems kind of tacked on to me, and that part of it didn't it doesn't seem like as smooth of a design.
Oh, what is it complaining about now?
And another thing that you brought up a while ago, I hardly ever, unless it's just a single adventure, I don't start mid levels, with characters. Like unless it's like we're gonna go through and have a one shot and go through Tomb of Horrors, because everybody should be dead by the end of that session anyway. But individual.
Well, that was a
Has
the
anybody in this stream ever been a player or ran Tomb of Horrors? That should be a topic for next week. If anybody has
Tomb of Horrors,
Tomb of
I've played through it twice. First time total party wipe. Second time I was one of 3 out of the 6 that went in that got out, but I turned tail and ran.
Yeah, you didn't finish it.
No, never. That's the only.
I don't know of anybody.
That is the only adventure that we did not finish. We finished all of the other high level ones, from Ravenloft to Demon Queen of the Web Pits. Although we didn't kill Loth, we just severely injured her and sent her scurrying off. But all of the other high level ones, we managed to
10 to 14.
either complete or defeat or whatnot.
That Tomb of Horrors, well, it's 10 to 14, but I don't really think the level matters, because it don't matter if you're level 100, it'll kill you.
It's designed to. It's actually Tomb of Horrors is like a scoring competition type of
it's a tournament
Well,
module.
it was a tournament module.
Yeah, so
But
it's
another
designed to see how you as a player react to things and score you based on that. You're gonna die. You're not gonna get.
There's another one,
You know.
in 2nd edition, Vecna Lives. It says at the beginning of that module, this adventure is designed to kill your characters.
Mhm.
It says it in the book.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Although I can't get the actual thing, it came back to me that the Isle of the Ape is the highest level, 18 plus.
Somebody mentioned that.
what
in
is
the-
Isle
in
of
the
the
chat
Ape is
earlier.
18 plus.
Yeah. There we are. Isle of the Apes.
Gary liked apes too. Apparently, they were pretty popular in the early era. I've heard
That's
a lot
the
of
one
them.
that had dinosaurs in it and stuff, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
They just threw everything in. They were throwing
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah, they
the
called that
fancy
a
of the day
kitchen
was.
sink adventure.
The what? Kitchen
The
sink
kitchen
adventure?
sink adventure. It had every damn thing under the sun
Aliens,
in it. Yeah.
spaceships, you name it, robots. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never DM'd or played that, but now that you've mentioned that, yeah, and that was 1st edition, wasn't it?
What's that? The Isle of the Ape?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's first edition.
Yeah.
It's a World of Greyhawk. Maybe
yeah,
the last of them.
takes place on an island somewhere. I forget
Yeah,
where.
yeah.
Well, of course it's on an island.
And
but
it was
Isle of
written
the
by
Apes.
Gary. Gary wrote that one.
Yeah. And like I say, I'm Gygaxian race, but Gary wasn't the best writer.
I don't know. I like Gygaxian. It's fun to interpret to English.
No, his adventures
Yeah.
are
Yeah, that's exactly.
are like the Monty Hall adventures, right? They throw everything but everything in the kitchen sink at you. Nothing makes any real sense. Tons of treasure. The only other person that writes they're better adventures, they're better written, make more sense. But Robert Kuhns throws artifacts in his high level adventures like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like in the Dark Druids, there's at least 3 artifacts in that adventure.
Yeah, I read that somewhere, Mattias, where his players got a little cocky.
His sons. It was his sons.
Yeah, it said that adventure was to humble them. Yeah,
Yes.
I remember reading that. Yep.
Well,
Good. That's a good pull, Mattias. Or
Which one? Which
Or
one? Is it?
Matthew. I'm sorry.
Matthew.
I don't
Matt
know what
Sherman.
I'm saying,
That's
Matthew.
Matt Sherman.
I'm tired.
Mattias is getting ready for his show.
No, I meant Matthew. I'm sorry, brother. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Well, any other things? If anybody's got any suggestions for anything that topics you'd like us to talk about, drop it in
Oh,
any
yeah.
of our channels. You know, are
Yeah,
you
we,
streaming it too, Rich? Are you streaming?
Yes, I'm
this on your-
streaming it
Okay.
too.
Okay. So
So
yeah, you just
yeah,
let us
drop it
know,
in
man.
there.
We'll kind of make another list, and because I'm thinking of things, and
Did
and
you have a
I
list?
yeah, believe it or not, yeah, 3d6 down the line,
Yep.
backstories. Let's see, player agency is on here. Failure is good. Players not superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
did we cover everything?
Pretty much. I mean, level max. I think we just
Yeah.
hit that one too. That was on my list. Best level range. I think we kind of
A
group.
couple of them questions we just kind of derailed a little bit and ran into them.
Well,
Sure.
and that's kind of how my brain worked with these to
Yeah.
begin with. We didn't do them in the same order I wrote them down in, but we jumped from the beginning to the
Appreciate
back.
that, Mikey.
And,
Thank you, Mikey.
Oh, good. I got to do some more regular straight up videos. I got some recorded. I've got a giveaway that's going to be coming up. You could see behind me.
The
I have-
retarded one, I would go with red nails.
Red nails.
God, I wish you'd
Yeah.
change that name.
Yeah.
Red
He
nails
knows
is
it
probably the
bothers me
best.
is why
I'm
he
actually
leaves.
converting red nails to Hyperborea 3rd edition for CNY Con.
Oh,
Are you?
Yep.
Yeah. So, at any rate, I was going to say leave any suggestions in the in our channels, and
Yes.
be sure to like and subscribe to all of us.
Yep.
yeah, everybody should pump their channels before we shut down tonight.
I give you Dan's, but Dan bailed on us, so
Yeah.
He bailed on us.
yeah. So you can find Dan the whatever he is.
Well, actually, if you
Final
can
arbiter.
link them all on your end, and then
Yeah.
that way we can double check and make sure.
We can do that after. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send links. I
Yeah.
probably should have done that for last week too. But since we'll all have each other's streams, what do we all play? Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
So
that's
there's a good
question.
Maybe we should save that one for next week, because we're
Yeah,
getting
we'll
we're getting
save
right
it.
up at time.
Yeah,
That'll
So,
be a good one for
write
next
that
time.
one down. That is a
All right.
good question.
What do we like? It actually was one that I'm. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Dan can be found at Dan the Final Arbiter.
Dan, the final arbiter.
No, not just that. Not what do we all play, but what is our all-time favorite system?
and then
That's a hard one. I mean,
If-
but we'll save that for
you have
next
to
week.
look
That'll
at
be
it like
perfect.
if you had to burn every system to the ground and keep one, and somebody's got a gun to your head, and you've got to make that choice. That's the question for next Friday.
Okay.
You got a week to think about it.
And then one of the other things is, what systems would you like to play that you haven't?
Ooh,
Had the
that's a good one
opportunity.
too.
Yeah, that one kind of
Randy,
came
man.
up in my thought. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there that some I've bought, and not had a chance to
Some
play it.
That's a good question. Yep, I like that one.
I have, yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil it for next week. Well
Yeah, see, now, there's 5 of us, and if you're not in one of our 5 discords, shame on you.
yeah.
But shoot these questions that you'd like us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Send us DMs. Like, I'm under King Dingaling in my server, so I'm
Of
James.
course you are.
Yeah, King Dingaling at the top, James. But yeah, in any of our discords, if you have a question that you want to see talked about live on stream, shoot us a message, and then see, we have a group chat on Discord, and we can start posting them in there, and Jeff
Yeah,
can write them down.
We'll get them all down.
I mean, that's what this show's all about.
Hey, where did you leave it in this channel? I don't know if it shows up here yet or not.
No, and I love Dan, but I think having a group channel or a group chat is perfect. It keeps everything in one chat.
Well, yeah. I have a group chat for it.
No, we
He's
stay
talking
in
about on the Discord servers that we have a channel. I have a channel on the Discord servers, a back channel for this.
No, there's nothing wrong with anyway.
Instead of as a direct message, group message, I actually have a area.
Hmm.
Please, someone notice me and my topic. I'm trying to find it. Where is it?
Knows me and my
Where did you put it there, buddy?
Type it again.
Just DM it. You've got
We
you're my friend on Discord, Agile. Send it to me there.
No pronouns, Dan.
Oh, I want to see what it is. I can't read. I may have to reload the thing to do it up. Because it just wants to bring up the live chat. So
Shell, yeah. I mean, my Discord is down at the in my description of every video I upload. So
outpost.
All right, I'll grab it from
there.
there.
It is,
Poor Orc Child, I'll grab it from there.
Damn, somebody just joined.
All right, guys. Well, like I said, like and subscribe. I'm
Yep.
Tennessee Tabletop Tavern, and that's at TN Tabletop Tavern. Cam is on with me every Sunday, and Dan is more and more frequently becoming a regular on that one. Richard,
Dan's in every damn body stream.
I know he's on yours, and Richard, what's your next show?
My next show, I don't know. Tomorrow all day is my daughter's 21st birthday, so that's
Happy
all I'm
birthday.
focusing on. I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably Sunday. I'll probably live stream something. Probably open mic, and just see what happens. So unless something comes up tomorrow, probably just open mic.
Okay.
My next video, I'm still walking, going through BX, and I'll probably do that next one. My next GM tips is going to be why you need to gatekeep your table. That'll be a nice one. It's like that I'm sure will be shots fired kind
It
of.
will cause tears across
video.
the
I love
Watsyverse.
I love shooting fire.
Yeah. So I want to talk about why Rangers and Clerics are important to Beckme and AD&D first and second edition. All right.
I love Rangers and Clerics.
Yeah.
Ranger's one of my favorite classes.
Okay.
I think they're very
Yeah.
well. We don't want to talk about it this stream,
Yeah.
but yeah.
We'll save it till next time. It's
Sounds good.
10 o'clock.
So
I want to know why.
stream-
I want to know why OD&D clerics or early, basic clerics do not have any spells at first level. That'll be a good one.
I want to talk about why Rangers and Clerics are important to Beckme and AD&D first and second edition.
Yeah.
Is that what you posted? I can't get while I'm on the stream. I can't get over to the chat.
The more people in stream, the bigger channels, it floods.
Yeah.
So
All right, now
Yep.
I'll be streaming tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern time for 2 or 3 hours over on RP Grandpa Tabletop.
yeah.
Right.
YouTube.com at RP Grandpa. And we will be talking about BX, OSE mostly. So if you're free, stop by. Anybody that's in this stream, if you ain't doing nothing, you want to hop in. And but yeah, all my streams and videos are always BX or OSE, but that's pretty much what we'll cover tomorrow. And it won't be a really focused stream. It'll just be us sitting around or me sitting around if I'm the only one in. I'm sure Dan will show up. So
Dan always shows up.
And we'll just be kicking the bobo, basically. So
All right. Anybody else got any last words before I click the end stream button?
no, I'm tired. I'm ready for
Oh, I
bed.
have that already.
I told you. He goes to bed at 6 o'clock.
Oh, it's 10 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah, it is.
10 o'clock on the dot. Guys,
See.
thanks a lot. It was
Thank you,
a
fellas.
lot of fun, and I will see you next weekend.
I
All right.
appreciate everybody in chat.
Good night,
I
everybody.
appreciate
Take care,
y'all.
everyone.
We'll see ya.